Crypto outlook, new year, January. Let me give you an update, guys. So, the first and most important question, which I'm going to be looking at, is the total 1, 2, and 3, and then look at previous revisions. So, let me just show you quickly what I mean by this. Total 1, let's take a look at total 1. So, on the macro outlook, if you measure the 1-to-1 from the bear market close up to that March highs down to the retracement, the 1-to-1 was hit at the deviation bands too, which gave a very nice reaction. The first touch was a front run, and then the second one gave that move down. A move down to what? The OT. And then the next target, in my personal opinion, for total 1 is going to be 4.4, because this comes up at the same place as the 1618 and 1382. So expect some kind of a reaction at the 444 magic level. Also, if you measure the market cap movement from the summer highs of 2021 down to the summer lows again of 2021. And if you put this above the all-time high, you're getting a nice measurement up to that 4.4. So in my personal opinion, we're gonna see a nice move up for total 1 in the first quarter of the year, up to that level. The next is the total 2. So the total 2 still hasn't made that all-time high, but once it does, I believe we're gonna see some kind of a price discovery between 60 and 90 days. How this will look like and what's going to be the target. Now, I like to look at the walk scale on this one. Now, on the walk scale, we generally getting the deviation bands of 2.2, and if we remove it, we're getting a bit of a smaller target between 2 and 2.4. Now, in my opinion, I'm looking for this box, and this is measured by a few tools. I'm not going to go into the details of them, but all that price needs to do, because at the moment we had this high volume node. Now what I mean by this is, let's measure. Okay, let me just fix this quickly. So I believe I was looking at this, perhaps. Yeah, you can see that high volume node from here. Now this is, again, this is not a point of control, it's just a high volume node in my personal opinion. You can take a look between the value shifting. So the current move up here is very healthy in my opinion, because we're actually getting time being spent between the big volume nodes and the low volume nodes. So the volume distribution in terms of pattern, most of the volume is being concentrated over here, and then you have a high volume node here, and then between this area and the previous all-time high, there's pretty much nothing. You can clearly see, if I just include a small part of it, even the point of control is lower. So the way I'm looking at is this high volume node to the point of control. That's the way I look at it. So rejection, rejection. Now it's getting back tested. There's nothing bearish right now on total 2. And in my personal opinion, as long as you're above this high volume node and you're back testing this March highs, you're looking for a continuation or move up. Now the way this would look like, it can just get something like this, and then from February, March, you get into that price discovery phase, which is gonna last between 60 and 90 days. Yeah. So you come into this price discovery zone, this is the time to just hold on to dear life and just sell into DCA out of your coins and just sell everything. I'm not saying this is not gonna go to 3 trillion. It can go, of course, up to 3, but my purchases on everything has been at 830, at 500, and I have this documented into my Discord. So if I bought at 800, why don't I sell at 2.2, at 2.4? Makes much more sense, right? So just make your plan and follow your plan. On total 3, again, this is looking at the classical wave pattern: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in terms of an out season, of course, this can come up here for 5. This can come up here for 5. This is going to be a much weaker 5, but I would like to see this region up there. On the log scale, this is the way it looks like. Actually, I've been looking this on the normal scale, not on the log scale. I think I have included, yeah, that's it for the total 3. So my first target is 1.3. We tested that all-time high, gave a nice pullback, and tested the OT pretty much perfectly. So this at the moment is looking like an ABC pattern. Can we come down and take the week? Yes, we can, but at the moment I know a lot of people looking at this. Oh, we're breaking out. So we can just come up here, take them out, and then just continue on our way up. This can happen as well, but yeah, there's nothing bearish right now. If you take a look at the trend is simply testing the trend bands, right? So something very similar to February, January. You can see we spent some time here between 1st of January and 8th of February, so around a month. This is going to give us until the 20th of January more range bound scenario, and then have that move up full blow off phase. That's about total 3. Now if we take a look at Bitcoin, the next thing which I'm going to be looking at is previous moves revision, and then is thesis for January. Now for January I do have a couple of theses. The first and the main one is that I do look at this move similar to this section, yeah. So in January of 2021, this is looking very similar. And what I remember from there, if I show you the bars pattern, so what we did was a lot of people were waiting for some kind of a sweep of the lows, I remember back then, and they never got hit. And then we started forming this distribution, and they missed out on the final wave. So in my personal opinion, most likely we're gonna form this distribution in probably March or April at the least. And in terms of targets, I want to see BTC hitting 6 figures in no major currencies. So GBP, hitting GBP is gonna put us at, let's take a look at GBP USD. The current price is 1.25, so 125k for Bitcoin, which is gonna be hitting that 6 figure in every single currency. Come on, trading view. Okay. I hope it loads up today so we can continue with the update. Then the next thing, which in my opinion we want to be looking at, is the ETF flows. So if you take a look at the current total market cap of the ETF, is 100 billion, which is not something spectacular. It's nothing big. In my opinion, they're gonna grow it this year, and they're gonna start TWAPing price. So TWAPing price, let's say you want to buy 10 billion of whatever. You don't just press market buy, you don't go to OTC, you just spread that order, let's say, into 30 days, and every single day you buy, let's say, 300 million, So yeah, I believe we're gonna see these big ETF inflows, which at the end are gonna turn into distributional pattern for whoever have front run them. So the current price pattern is this one. And it's been following it very, very precise, if you take a look. That's the way I look at it. And generally speaking, we do have a very high hit rate level at 88k. So if this doesn't play out, the next thing which I'm looking at is a move down, taking out that quarterly pivot 88.5, taking it out, reclaim, and then have the move up to the upside. There's nothing bearish right now on BTC. There's nothing which you have to be worried about. In my personal opinion, we're gonna run for new all-time highs in Q1. The way we're gonna see a signify loss of the trend, change of everything, spend some time at 88, 84. If you spend time below here, it's ended. That's it. But as long as you're into this range, as I say, range, this is a very clear range, and you just ranging in here, there's nothing bearish, there's nothing that you should be worried about. So yeah, that's the way I look at it. Out season when? Probably March, April. Till then, Bitcoin is gonna continue to dominate. Probably in January, Bitcoin is gonna continue to dominate. Let me show quickly Ethereum BTC. If this is the bottom, again, it can be, maybe it won't, but if you take a look on the weekly, we did have a weekly level from here, which got test, move up, and at the moment you kind of signing up to have a move up, judging by the current structure, yeah? So you have highs, which are due to be taken out. You just don't leave these equal highs and not take them out, yeah? So it makes perfect sense for price to have that move up to this region. I don't know if it will happen in February or March, or maybe even this month, but be ready for it. That's it for the update. Wish you all the best and take care.